Here's a quick tutorial on how to ruin your resume in 5 easy steps. Step 1. Have no strategic approach to your career. Don't orient yourself to a northern star. Wander aimlessly through your career. Take any job, for any reason. Even better, quit your job without having another one lined up and use that trusty old excuse that it was too toxic. Don't fight through adversity. Another job is likely to solve all of your problems and make your resume that much cleaner. Take a job as an accountant, a plumber, a truck driver, an insurance agent, and start a company selling meditation crystals online. Last 3 months at each one, and then apply for their executive level marketing job. Employers love deciphering meandering careers with no direction. So if you really want to screw it up, ensure that your career makes absolutely no sense. Step 2. Don't leave your comfort zone. Stay in a bubble. Never push boundaries. And close yourself off to new perspectives. Don't leave your job. That steady paycheck shows dedication, commitment, and loyalty. Don't solve your problems, because the best way to overcome adversity is to quit. And definitely don't pay attention to job postings, especially if you're still working. Ignore market trends and your competition. Be certain not to keep your certifications up to date, and make sure that your skills atrophy. And ignore that new AI software that's replacing jobs in your industry. Convince yourself that you won't need to adapt to the times. They were just low performers. Assume it won't happen to you. And don't take any proactive steps to fill those gaps in your experience, your skills, or your knowledge. The market should love you for you. And if they don't, it's their problem, not yours. Believe your career is uniquely average enough to set you apart from the competition. You see, we're all just a sea of candidates, none really different than the next. Hold firm to the belief that hiring is random and that people who get hired are just lucky. And when you don't get the job, blame it on your bad luck. Step 3. Don't start fresh. Use an old resume. Heck, dust off the resume that you haven't used since 2009. That one will do just fine. And bonus points if it's still loaded on a floppy disk drive buried in the bottom of your closet. The older and the more out of date, the better. And whatever you do, don't create a new resume. Simply add to the old one like a patchwork of unrelated documents. And listen, there is no need to streamline it for the modern applicant tracking systems that you might encounter, or to take into account the audience who may be consuming it. You know, those pesky recruiters and hiring managers. And if you must create a new one, be sure that you use an unoptimized template, preferably from a graphic design company who's never been involved in hiring, or even better, a mass-produced resume mill. They know what recruiters are looking for better than anybody. You see, companies, and in particular hiring managers, love busy resumes, bursting at the seams with information, bright colors, photos, infographics, columns, and charts that their applicant tracking systems are likely to skip over. Step 4. Make your resume as complex as possible. Add every skill, every accomplishment, and every single task you've ever worked on. Be sure to add every job, including those summer internships and part-time roles, all the way back to the 1980s when you started your career. Besides, you never know when AOL Online will make its comeback, and you want to make sure that employers know you've still got the goods. And don't worry about consolidating it to a couple of pages. You have worked way too hard to be contained to anything less than 8. Besides, recruiters are lazy if they don't read your whole resume and your cover letter. It's their job, and they're the ones who ultimately lose when your resume ends up in the rejection bin. And bonus points if they have to use Google to decipher the meaning of your terminology, or if you're able to use titles and divisions that only make sense to somebody at your current company. And while you're at it, give as much detail as possible to over-explain your points and your accomplishments. And whatever you do, don't clearly mention that you have a skill or a competency that they're asking for in the job posting. Make them work for it and prove that they read your resume. So instead, bury it on page 4, line 27, using obscure and vague language. And you see, employers will just assume that you have everything they're looking for based on your job title alone. And if they don't, that's their fault, not yours. Step 5, refuse to adapt. Despite your resume clearly not working, don't adjust your approach. Keep doing the same thing over and over again, using the same version of your resume without any changes. Because eventually, it's guaranteed to possibly work or not. Convince yourself that brute force is the only viable option, and never, and I mean ever, customize for what employers are actually looking for. Or at the very least, complain profusely about the need to. And then maybe do it for a week before slipping back into old habits. Don't recognize that you don't have all the answers and assume that you know best. And maybe, just maybe, don't admit that you really don't know how to write a resume. Instead, blame the broken system for your need to market your career to employers. It's much easier that way. So if you're generally pretty positive about work and you want to make things a little bit more negative for yourself, follow this advice. It's sure to ruin your resume and your career. Okay, so this anti-tutorial was meant to be a little tongue-in-cheek and to expose some of the darker thoughts that we all carry with us in the back of our minds. The thing is, there's actually some truth to it, even if it hides some of our career traumas and pains, and we all have them. And I hope that by watching this, you're able to take an objective look at your own self-limiting thoughts and about your career. But whatever you do, don't ruin your resume. The job market stinks enough as it is. By the way, if you do actually need help writing your resume, that's actually something that I do specialize in, and I've got a very concise and proven system called Resume Rocket Fuel. Resume Rocket Fuel is a course that walks you through resume writing from beginning to end in a very easy to follow manner, and I show you exactly what recruiters are looking for. So we demystify all of these steps and give you the best chance at getting noticed by those recruiters so that you can get your foot in the door for those first round interviews. Best part is I provide a nifty template and I actually build my resume alongside you so you can watch me go through step by step so that you know exactly how to write your own. So if you're struggling with your resume, this is a proven method that has worked for thousands of people, and I encourage you to check it out. I also wanted to thank you because as I was recording this video, I hit 400,000 subscribers, and I have to admit, I never dreamed that this would be possible when I started this channel. I literally thought nobody would pay attention, that maybe a few people would benefit from it, but none of my wildest dreams did I think this many people would actually show up and care enough to hit the subscribe button. Speaking of which, my analytics show that only 1 in 10 of my viewers is actually subscribed to the channel. So if you want to make sure that you're getting this content consistently, hit that subscribe button. You may also want to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future content. And once again, just want to thank each and every one of you for allowing me the platform to be able to explore different and fun ways to share career-related content, to demystify how hiring works in corporations, and to give my perspective on the job market. I don't take that for granted, and I have a long list of content that I'm ready to keep on rolling out to you. I appreciate you watching. Hopefully you like this little tongue-in-cheek approach to resume writing and best practices there. We'll see you on the next one.